Welcome to Taterchimp Tackles, a series in which I discuss the games that have been rotting away in my backlog. Starting things off is Tomb Raider, a game that takes notes from enslaved Odyssey to the West of all games. You find yourself spending a lot of time climbing around large man-made structures that have been worn away by nature over time. The biggest draw, though, as ever, is Lara Croft herself and that wonderful, beautiful, full hair. Yes, Tress Effects, despite sucking away 20 frames per second, actually delivers some pretty realistic hair that so far no other game has. Sadly, the hair, while beautiful, has a distinct lack of emotions. The only other thing that I wanted to point out about this game was this maneuver, Lara's combat scamper. Yes, originally I had no idea what that key was bound to. To me, it just looks like she's doing her best impression, that girl from The Ring. All I can think of is John from Game Grumps doing his "I'ma get ya, I'ma get ya," and it just looks so silly. How does that help? My sister is actually an archaeologist, and I think she can confirm there is no way that that would help in combat. Either way, Tomb Raider's been a blast to play, if a little bit implausible. Up next, I decided to play a little bit of Scribblenauts Unlimited for the PC. Now, Scribblenauts originally was known for having some racist undertones with some of the objects you created, so I decided to see how the developers tackled that in Scribblenauts Unlimited. The results were, less than savory. No, that's still pretty racist. Up next, we have Far Cry Blood Dragon, a game that's fun in the organic experiences you can create. For instance, after liberating one enemy base, I decided to steal a paraglider and fly over a second enemy base, dropping from the sky with nobody noticing me, disable their shields, and watch a dragon eat them alive one by one. Meanwhile, I was sitting in the corner, flipping them off with both hands. Immature? Yes. Fun? Also yes. Continuing on, I played a little bit of Spec Ops The Line, just to try and go through it. I'm not going to waste too much time here going over ludonarrative dissonance and the reason why it makes you feel like a monster, because, well, I don't get what. I don't get why. I kinda get who, but I mean, for most of this game, I was never really that attached to it. I never got to that point where it really turned my stomach, made me feel bad. I mean, the obvious stuff, of course, but just overall, I never really felt that emotional connection to it. So I was just playing through with the knowledge of what actually happens, with full spoilers, knowing that I'm a terrible person, and I think that this time around, I actually did the right thing, and then I stopped playing about halfway through. Wasn't able to save everybody, but counts for something, right? Finishing things off this week is another challenge run in Dark Souls, this time as Street Fighter's Vega. Claw, for those of you overseas. Now, I decided to make another challenge to myself by turning off the HUD. This allows me to both appreciate the game's beauty and also see the enemy's signaling a little bit clearer. There's another added bonus from this, and that it finally makes the blue Tearstone ring worthwhile, because it lets you see that you're closer to death's doorstep than an IP purchased by EA. Now, you'll see on this card here, I learned another thing. You can cancel out of the shield parry animation just by attacking right when you parry. The reward isn't that worth it, as I miss about twice as many parries as I normally do when doing it, but the kind of, I'm not taking it anymore, I'm just gonna punch you in the junk, kinda worth it. Overall though, this character's stuck right at Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and I've just been too busy working on the other games in my backlog to get any further. So, with that, that'll take us out of the first installment of Taterchimp Tackles. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you all next time around.